On to another important story. An additional 1.8 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits for the week ending August 1st, as Congress continues to wrestle over just what the next stimulus bill will look like. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows says that the president is willing to issue an executive order if Democrats and Republicans cannot come to an agreement sometime soon. So let us bring in Norm Champ. He is here to explain what these numbers mean to us. He's the former director of the Investment Management Division of the SEC. Thank you so much for joining us. So every time these numbers come out, we of course dig into them. The numbers are always large. Sometimes they go down a little, sometimes they go up a little. But then, without the context, it's hard to determine just what these numbers mean about the health of the economy. So I'm going to ask you, when you hear 1.18 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits the week ending August 1st, is there a silver lining? Is there anything to look forward to when you hear these numbers? What does it say to you?
So these numbers are encouraging. They're down significantly from the last couple of weeks, over 250,000. And so I think that is important and encouraging. We had seen a steady decline over time. Then we plateaued a little bit there over the last couple of weeks and was sort of flattish to slightly up. There was a concern, does that mean that some of the outbreaks and shutdowns and so forth are hurting employment? I think this number is encouraging, that we're down 250,000 to 1.18. It looks like there is hiring happening out there in the economy, and that's a good sign for all Americans to hopefully get back to work and get the unemployment rate down.
In regards to sort of what this means for the economy, would this reflect the additional or the lack of the additional $600, or that hasn't kicked in yet when we look at the numbers?
I think it does reflect the termination of the extra $600 because, incentives are powerful things. People knew that this benefit was ending August 1st. Obviously, there's political negotiation about whether it may continue or not, or maybe ramp down. But people knew it was coming, and I think, incentives are powerful. People act on those. I think this does reflect people saying, look, if that may not be available, I need to take jobs. And part of that, too, is the jobs that are available now are often less attractive to people than the jobs they had. So it may be a little unappetizing to take them. But faced with the $600 going away, I think people did jump in and take the jobs that were available.
So the thing about the $600 going away is, it's not just that the money is going to help people pay their bills, but we're talking about sort of a massive amount of money that would be going right back into the economy. I think the Bank of America said $18 billion that it's going to be sort of sucked out of the economy with the ending of the $600. But, what you sort of suggested is what some GOP lawmakers are saying, which is like, this is a disincentive to just get a job, just get some kind of job. Of course, the counter argument is, the jobs just aren't there. Some businesses just aren't open. Some GOP lawmakers are suggesting, instead of just ripping this extra $600 out of the unemployment insurance, or reducing it down to $200 right away, maybe we should do this gradually. I want to get your take on that. Just slowly taking away bit by bit, maybe every month or weekly, a little bit less money. Do you think that's sort of would be a better way to do it, considering the amount of money that's being, very abruptly taken out of the economy?
So remember, these numbers would suggest that although the benefit's ending, we're also getting people back to work. So that's offsetting that, those people will earn money, and that will offset the benefit going away. So it's not 100% being taken out of the economy. I think for people's planning, the idea of a gradual reduction would help people as they go through the process of not having the benefit anymore. So I think it's an interesting idea. Obviously, we're seeing on the Hill, unfortunately, a real difficulty in getting together on these things, and coming up with a plan. But I do think at least some of these folks are getting back to work, which will put money back in the economy. Again, often at jobs that are unfortunately paying less than they had before. The jobs that are available are in the industries that are booming. So online sales, deliveries, right? All the remote things, those areas are booming, and there are jobs available in those sectors.
That's really interesting. And hopefully, I mean, there's a lot of talk about whether or not we are sort of changed permanently by the coronavirus. Hopefully, these are jobs that will remain as we move forward. Thank you so much for your insight, Norm. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Take care.